all fairness, I don't think that I really integrated into anything. I just been myself this whole time. Like it was never me going somewhere and be like, yo, I'm just gonna, adapt whatever they got going on here. Like when we were in Chicago, for example, I
Okay.
always laugh because I'm like, yo, every stereotypical thing people in Chi-Town felt about people from the East Coast,
Right.
we personified that
Right.
in
That's
the most
crazy.
ignorant of ways.
That's crazy.
And no apologies though. Like I
Right.
had no apologies. Like we was so East Coast. Like we was all into Dipset. We didn't make it like no.
Right. Yeah.
Like we had the fits. Like we dressed different. It was. I just come and do me.
Come and do you.
Um, Remain myself and be authentic wherever I'm at. I find that you got to be yourself, number one, but when you being your most true and genuine self, in your most pure and genuine form, you're going to attract who you're going to attract.
I agree.
So it's not about, oh, I got to be from here to do something here, or I got to be like this to do something here. No, I can be myself,
Right.
and whoever it's for is for.
Right. As a female artist, do you feel that you have a responsibility to write um, in a certain way for the youth, or do you feel like you're not their teacher or you're not their mentor and you write the way you feel? Like, what is your writing structure or pattern in your course of writing, coming up with this great material?
So I come at that from two different angles.
Okay.
I was raised in a Pan African community. I know you and I have talked about
We
this. So a
have,
lot of
we
my
have.
elders are continental Africans,
Right,
West Indians. Half of my family is from Trinidad and
right,
Bahamas. I just grew up around a lot of elders and people who were very community oriented,
right.
pro black,
Hmm.
and like I said, Pan African. So like the values are that I don't take a personal responsibility, but I feel like every person, especially with us being black, has a
That's a
responsibility
responsibility.
to contribute to the community.
I
And
truly
that's
agree.
whether that's your local, state, national, or just our global community. You have to contribute. You have to invest in the future, contribute to what is happening right now. And so I do carry a social responsibility
Right,
within the music and beyond it.
right.
In addition to that, when I'm writing, I've been through a lot in life. So I do feel a personal responsibility to talk about those things because I feel like rap music has been corporatized. Rap
Mm.
music is what I call the corporatization of hip hop culture.
Okay.
And with the corporatization of hip hop culture, they took a lot out.
Yeah.
If you go back to like the 80s, early 90s,
Okay.
even mid 90s, like there's a lot of knowledge that's injected and it sounds good.
True.
You think about somebody like a Nas or even Jay-Z. Jay-Z teaches all the
Right.
time.
Right.
Um, and you could go as far as back to like Rakim,
The
Wu Tang, Poor Righteous Teachers, yeah,
Yeah. PM Dawn.
yeah, a
They,
bunch of people, and,
yeah.
and people received it. They gravitated towards it. So it's not that people don't like knowledge. It's not that people don't like positivity. It's what's being promoted, and I definitely believe there's agendas behind that stuff.
I do too.
So I do feel a personal responsibility when it comes to making sure that I have a voice and that my voice is being heard and that my experiences are being put out there so that people can learn from those,
Right.
so that it can open dialogue and discussion and discourse, and so that it can be something else that's out there that people can get exposed to and hopefully grow from.
I truly understand that. With the hip hop genre, as far as women being pushed in a certain way,
Hmm.
you know, take the money from the dude, get the bag from him. You know the narrative that they pushing. How are you able to stay completely away from that, but yet at the same time remain relevant?
So I think a big part of that is that I have not lived that lifestyle, and I don't feel an obligation to glorify that lifestyle.
Right.
I think that there are people
Okay.
who have lived that lifestyle. I've known some,
Okay.
and it is what it is. I never take away from nobody's experience. There's something to be learned in everything.
Hmm.
But number one, that's not my lifestyle and doesn't speak to who I am at all. So
Right.
there's no reason for me to be rapping about that. It doesn't even fit my image, my persona, my character, my morals, values. It doesn't match.
Right.
So on top of there's a lot of things that happen within those scenarios that I don't even believe in. So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think as far as relevancy, I think it's about just being my authentic self. I think that there are black girls and black women who are dealing with, being young artists and trying to navigate the industry. I think that there are those who are, natural girls, natural hair, natural bodies who are
Mm.
trying to navigate their own beauty and, find relevance and value within this culture, whether it's hip hop or the broader just social culture. I think there are women that are like me or girls that are developing into women like me who are struggling with, different things that happen in among the African diaspora and being Pan African or pro black or even FBA, ADOS, whatever. Really ironing out what their political affiliations are or what they're going to be, trying
Right.
to develop, where they feel they stand in relationship, from a gender perspective in
Right.
relationship to the black man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are people that are trying to, or women and girls that are trying to navigate those things, and that's what I'm talking about. I think that there are women and girls who've been through a lot and don't have a voice to really speak to what they've been through, and maybe they need to hear somebody talk about those things, like whether it be storytelling or just straight up bars. Like,
Right.
wow, I've been through something like that. I hear Eisani telling this story. Maybe now I can speak in my own manifestation of whatever that is, whether it be artistically, be it songwriting, painting, drawing, whatever, or even something else like going out for politics or being a social worker or a teacher. I just think that there's so much more to black girls and black women than being whores. So that's how
Very
I
well
believe
put.
my relevancy is solidified. Is
Right.
because that's one small part of womanhood in general, but particularly black womanhood. Like there's so much more to black womanhood than what goes on in a strip club or taking money from dudes or
Right.
shaking your ass and all that other stuff.
I totally. Go ahead.
I want to ask you something because I know like it's